I got to stop it there for copyright.
Right.
What we're doing, and joined by Bryer's Music Showcase and Garrett from Soundlab Studios, and we'll be discussing the 1979 ELO Discovery album. How are you guys doing?
Really
Doing good. I've got mine here.
You got it on the CD, Bryer. We both got it on vinyl. So how did you both first get into this album?
For me, of course, I knew some of the hits before diving into this album. Of course, I knew the singles for the most part. It took me quite a while to actually dive deep into the actual catalog. I haven't listened to every album by ELO yet, but I heard a lot of the big albums. So, of course, I can't remember if it was last year or the year before I finally got this on CD, and that was where I was able to listen to it. It's been a while since I last heard of it, so this was kind of nice to kind of revisit it again.
What about you, Garrett?
I had that album that you have behind you there, that All Over the World, Best of Electric Light Orchestra.
Yeah.
Because I heard Mr. Blue Sky, and we got that CD because it had Mr. Blue Sky on it. And I heard a lot of the songs that are on this album right here, and I like quite a few of them on here. Some of them were on that album, some of the ones I really liked. And so, just like Bryer, it took me a while to get through the actual studio albums of ELO. One time it was January of 2022, I think, listened through all the studio albums from their first album up through Balance of Power. And most of them are really good, but that little stretch from Face the Music through Time, it's like they just couldn't put out anything bad during those albums.
Agreed. Mm-hmm. What do you think of the Balance of Power album?
It sounds more like a Jeff Lynne 80s solo album that happens to have the other two members of ELO on it.
Yeah. I still thought it was pretty great, though.
I thought it was all right. There's definitely some stuff that I thought was good, like Heaven Only Knows is good, but I would have probably rather have had it called like Jeff Lynne's Balance of Power, and it could have had Richard Tandy and I forget who the other member who was on that album was, but it sounds more like a Jeff Lynne solo album to me.
Well, I first got into ELO and Discovery in late 2021. I can't remember the first time I ever heard this album, but I think I've heard Discovery about two or three times in its entirety. And it's definitely one of my favorite ELO albums. It's not my favorite one though. My favorite's Out of the Blue.
Yeah, same.
This one is it's a top 5 for me. I think it is number 5 in my favorite ELO albums.
It's in my top 5 as well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
We've got Kia Smith. Hello. Love this album as well. Yeah, there's some real classic songs on this. So how we're going to do is we're going to go through each track, give our thoughts on it, give the album an overall rating out of 10. We'll say whether it's underrated, overrated, properly rated, as it's the part of the Under the Radar series. We're also going to be giving the album a rating out of 10 as well. So I might as well start off with some quick facts on the album. So it's the 8th studio album by, of course, ELO. It was released the 1st of June 1979. 38 minutes long, and it's produced by Jeff Lynne. And I think it was a pretty big album as well when it came out. One of the biggest selling albums, I think.
The big follow-up to Out of the Blue.
Yeah. And I love the album cover as well. It's definitely one of my favorite ELO album covers.
Yeah, the Arabian Nights thing on the front. What I like is that it like continues that in the gatefold here. You've got the Arabian Nights trying to take it from him.
Yeah, even the back cover kind of plays with it as well.
Yeah.
It's like kind of reminds me of Aladdin, like kind of like Aladdin,
right.
But instead of finding a magic lamp, he found the magic of ELO, and then it's like a great treasure that the Arabian Nights are trying to take from him. But good news is that the magic of ELO doesn't just belong to one person. We can all enjoy it.
Yeah, correct. And behind me, I've got an ELO book. It's called Every Album, Every Song. And I read a bit of it today because I have the Discovery album on it. They found out some facts about the album I didn't know. So I'll be mentioning some of those facts as we go into this. Well, in fact, I might as well read some of the information now. So we found that the keyboard they used is actually a synthesizer, and it's called the Yamaha C580, which I found pretty interesting. And it also said that it was ELO's that Discovery is ELO's most commercial sounding album. But yeah, I kind of agree to that.
No, I would disagree with that. That would probably be Balance of Power.
Yeah, this is definitely up there for the most commercial album. They didn't tour when this album released. Instead, they created music videos for all the songs. But to be honest, I don't think I've seen any of the music videos.
Yeah, I think I've seen bits of them. Never actually sat down and watched them.
I think I've seen a little bit of the "Don't Bring Me Down" music video, but that was
that's probably the most I've ever seen.
Like Jeff Lynne, like there's like a hot dog sign behind him or something like that. That's the biggest thing I remember about that.
And they also found that I think Jeff Lynne felt like he had full control on the ELO album. I think the other ones he felt like he had to. I don't know. I think he just had the most control over it. Well, I think the other ones he had a certain deadline to reach. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's had a bit of pressure with those other ones to get them out in time. But I also found out he also said that it was their sort of ELO's last hugely successful album. Would you agree to that?
Last hugely successful, yeah, but it's not their last good album because 1981's Time is a really good follow-up to this one.
That's a very influential album as well. But enough giving facts about this album. Let's just get to it with the first track, which is "Shine Little Love." So I'll let you go first on this one, Garrett.
I love this song. This was one of the ones that was on the All Over the World compilation. The first time I heard it, I was thrown off by the synthesizer noises.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? Is Jeff Lynne playing Galaga while trying to record this song? But I've come to appreciate that now that because I wasn't as big into experimenting before, but now that I know more about like how to experiment with music and I've listened to more of the Beatles, I definitely appreciate what he was going for there. And I love the guitar when it goes that part. And this is something that I'm going to say of the whole album that a lot of people criticize, but I actually like. This album is kind of unfairly maligned as Disco Very, like ELO's disco album. And honestly speaking, the disco sound actually really works for ELO because they've got the string section. I think it really kind of enhances what they were going for on Out of the Blue. And honestly, not all of the songs sound like disco. This one and Last Train to London definitely do, but I don't really think any of the other ones really sound like disco. But I think when they were doing the disco thing, it works for them.
But yeah, pretty much like Garrett says that. Yeah, this is fantastic opening track. Of course, I have the same compilation as on CD as well. It's up there, but I'm too lazy to get it. But yeah, I've always liked it. I've always very much enjoyed the song. Of course, on the album version, it kind of has a little slow intro first before it just bam, just pops, just jumps right into it. And yeah, the drumming on here just really thumping, and the bass line is just killer on this track. It's just so funky and groovy. It's probably my favorite part of this whole song. The guitars, again, adding that rock element to it. And Garrett already mentioned the strings. Yep, the strings throughout this whole album just sound incredible. And I really love Jeff's vocals on here. He's really playing into the whole kind of dance, kind of funky sort of sound that this song portrays. I like in the chorus he does the falsetto type of voice. I always kind of liked when he goes there. But yeah, it's just a really catchy song and just a good opening track.
It's definitely an excellent way of starting this album. But I can't really fault it. I think it's a perfect album opener. It's definitely one of the more catchy songs on the album. I think it's one of the songs that probably grew on me the most on the album. It wasn't too big when I first heard it, but now I think it's one of ELO's classics. Then we got the second track, which is my personal favorite song on the album, and that's "Confusion." So what do you guys think of that one?
I
Go
can
first, Garrett.
definitely hear why Jeff Lynne would want to work with Roy Orbison 10 years later. Because I can hear that he was very much inspired by Roy Orbison whenever he wrote this song. And he would eventually work with him on the Mystery Girl album and in the Traveling Wilburys.
Mhm.
But this kind of sounds like a Roy Orbison song, but with an ELO twist to it. And I really like that. I like the keyboard, and I really like the catchiness of it. And the call and response is really great too, where it's like there's a call and response with the vocals and the keyboard or the talking keyboard. It's like confusion. It's just a terrible thing. Confusion. I really like that.
Yeah, another really good song to follow it up. Of course, this is one of the singles and one of the songs I knew off the album before I actually listened to the whole thing. It's just a great song. The keyboards on here, just really nice. Again, catchy chorus. It didn't have a whole lot, didn't write a whole lot, but yeah, it's just a very good song, and yeah, it definitely deserves to be a big hit on here.
I love everything about the song. I don't think it's in my top 10 ELO songs, but it definitely was at some point. I think it's an incredible song, and I love how experimental it can sound at times, but it doesn't sound too experimental. I think it's just a perfect song of the late 70s. It's a perfect length as well. It's not too long of a track. And I think it's one of the more pleasant sounding songs, and yeah, it's my favorite song on this album. And then we go to the song Need to Love. What do you guys think of that track?
This one's really good as well. This is one of the there's a few kind of more ballad type songs on this album, and I really like those ones, especially this one in Midnight Blue. But I just kind of really like Jeff Lynne's guitar at the beginning. It's kind of like the kind of like chill guitar he's playing at the beginning before he gets to singing, and I really like the laid back feel of this one.
Yeah, this was actually one of those songs I kind of forgot about when I first originally heard it, like a couple years ago. But revisiting this album, it really reminded me, like, oh, like this is a really, really beautiful song. Like when ELO do ballads, I've always enjoyed when they go there. Love the slow synth intro in the beginning. The guitar just adds, again, just sound really good here. The strings, of course, again. Just has a nice steady beat to it, nothing too crazy, just keeps the rhythm going, and even has a really great guitar solo that I thought was really nice. So overall, really beautiful song. I'd say probably a hidden gem in this album.
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful song as well. It's probably my least favorite song up to this point, but I still think it's awesome. I love the subtle orchestra arrangement. It's got great backing vocals as well. Some of them sound quite operatic at times, and yeah, it's got an awesome guitar solo as well. I do think the song maybe goes on a little bit too long. Maybe that's why I don't like it quite as much as the other two tracks, but it's not the most memorable track either. But I'm still happy with its inclusion on the album. It definitely fits very well on this one. And then the first side of the album finishes with a Diary of Horace Wimp. What do you guys think of that one?
I love this one. One of my favorite songs on the album. I love the ominous beginning with the talking keyboard. They're just like, and then they kind of just like go through the days of the week. It's like Monday, Horace was a wimp, or however it goes.
Yeah,
and the story is kind of this shy guy. I think it's funny they named him Horace Wimp because he's kind of a shy guy who like can't talk to girls until basically there's divine intervention that tells him, all right, it's time for you to man up and get a girlfriend. And then he does it, and he ends up being happy. And I like I mentioned earlier, like, oh, here's the days of the week. We're going to go through each of the days of the week. And the talking keyboard sometimes will like say the days of the week, like Friday. And I like at the end with the operatic vocals come in the choir. It's
Yeah.
like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, or however it goes. And then at the end, kind of like there's like a whisper, like Horace Wimp.
Yeah, I found that a bit. I've always found that a bit creepy.
It is creepy, especially since that's the last thing you hear on the first side of this record.
Yeah.
But I can see, though, some people might call this the poor man's Mr. Blue Sky because it kind of has a similar beat to it. But I don't know. I kind of like that. It's a similar beat. I like that. And it changes up when it gets to the Horace Wimp. This is your life. Go out and find yourself a wife. And I love the part where it's like, come on, Horace, when the keyboard comes in. It kind of reminds me of the Zelda found a secret sound, like the do 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 do, but in reverse, like do 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 do. I don't know, but I really like this one.
All right, great. This might be a hot take. I still very much enjoy the song, but it's never been one of my favorite one of their big hits. I can't really explain why. There was something about it. There was something felt off about it. But again, it's a very fun song. Has a lot of Beatle quality stuff, of course, for obvious reasons. I do find it funny. Like probably the funniest part of the whole song is that when they do mention the days of the week, if you actually listen carefully, they actually purposely skip Saturday. Like it goes Friday and it goes right to Sunday. And because apparently Saturday's football day, so I guess that's like, I don't know why.
I had no idea that was the reason.
Yeah.
I thought it just missed out a day of the week.
Yeah, just completely skips it. It's like because I was listening, because I read it and then I heard the song. I was like, oh yeah, they do skip Saturday. But apparently Saturday's football day, so you gotta make time for that. So yeah, but yeah, I don't hate the song. It's just that it's just not my favorite song on the album.
All right, that's all right.
Well, I think it's a brilliant song. I can't really fault this one either. I feel like the song gets better as the song goes along. Like to start off with, I think it's quite good, but when it ends, I think it's such a brilliant song. It definitely takes you on a journey. This one about Horace Wimp. Yeah, I think it's a brilliant way of ending the first side, and then the second side you've got the song "Last Train to London," which is another big song by ELO. What do you think of that one, Garrett?
This is my second favorite song on the album, Last Train to London. I love even if I can't tell if it's an actual bass or like a synth bass, but either way, I love the bass line at the beginning. And then like the police sirens. This is definitely the funkiest song on the album, but I love how like that bass line plays in with the strings. They're like, and then whenever it gets to the chorus, oh man, the chorus is so catchy with the last train to London. And the bass line walks up, and then Jeff goes into his falsetto. I really want tonight to last forever. I really want to be with you. He's kind of taking a page out of the Bee Gees book when he does that.
Yeah, it's my Bee Gees song.
Yeah, but man, the song is just so funky and so good.
Yeah, pretty much all the same reason Garrett said. Yeah, it's another really great song here. Again, groovy, great falsetto vocals, the strings, the drums, keyboards, like all of it just really well crafted, very catchy, very memorable. I don't really have much else to add, but yeah, this was another one of my favorites on the album.
We've got Jason here. What's this album real discovery for you? Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. A good rediscovery.
I don't know. I just listened to it out of the blue. I decided to face the music and made a discovery. I decided what a great way to spend my time.
I'll go with Last Train to Clarksville.
Last Train to London for me.
Yeah, I'd probably say the same. Both are great songs, though.
Yeah, I like ELO better than the Monkees, though.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, same.
But for the song Last Train to London, yeah, I think it's a pretty amazing track. But I'm not gonna lie, I do think it's a little overrated.
Oh,
Never be one of my favorites from the album. I still think it's awesome though.
You gotta listen through it on my sound system because I played on my sound system and it was like, it was like, wow! And then the strings, you gotta hear it like that before you can say it's not one of your favorites.
Right, I'll have to go to your house then.
Yeah. Give you a ticket to come over to Texas. We can listen to that. You can hear "Won't Get Fooled Again" and Roger Daltrey's big scream over the big speakers. That's another great thing to hear.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's still a well crafted song though. It's still very catchy one. It's one that I like listening to, but it's not what it's what my one of my least favorites on the album because the album's brilliant. Yeah, I think pretty much all the songs on this are brilliant. This is one of them I do think is brilliant, but it's just one of my least favorite of those brilliant ones.
Okay.
Jason's Picture of the King.
What?
You were the. I don't know what it means by you were the king.
I don't know.
We've got Mike here, and I like.
Hello.
We're doing good, thanks. Right, then we got the track Midnight Blue. So yeah, we'll talk about this one.
This might be like this is another one of, I don't know what position it is, but it's another one of my favorite songs on the album. It's, man, the piano, because it has kind of a little keyboard thing, and then the actual piano comes in, and it's just Jeff Lynne and the piano, and then like the choir comes in, and like it's the melody on this is absolutely incredible. And I love my favorite part is the verse that he sings in his falsetto, because he sings it just in his normal voice, but then he sings like a different melody, like a counter melody in his falsetto. Like, how's it? It's like, can't you hear the things that I'm saying to you? Can you believe that part? That's my favorite part of the song. Is it's just absolutely amazing. I love this song.
Yeah, this was another one of those songs definitely forgot about. But yeah, when re-listening to this album, yeah, this one was kind of another hidden gem, I guess. I still of the ballads that are on this album, I still prefer Need Her Love, but I think this is pretty good as well. For all the reasons Garrett already mentioned, the piano and keyboards just sound really nice, and really great Jeff vocal performance here. Just really good ballad, and yeah, pretty good song.
Jason met King of Puns.
Oh.
Well, there's a little black spot on the sun today then.
Wrong
I'll
band.
always be king of puns.
It's great to see you in the chat, Richard. Well, I'll give my thoughts on the song Midnight Blue. It's my favorite deeper cut song on the album. I think it's beautiful. I think my favorite part of the whole album is probably the keyboard effect in the song. I just can't get enough of that part in the song. Yeah, I think it's excellent. I think it's one that a lot more people should be paying attention to. I'm surprised it's not really in the ELO compilations.
Not really.
But yeah, I think it's a very, very, very underrated song. And yeah,
probably one of those that belongs on the, like, you know, the series. It's like the essential artist,
right?
Where it's like it has
yeah.
all the big hits, but they throw in a few deeper cuts that should be noticed. That's one.
Yeah, I think it should be one of them.
Yeah.
And then we got the song "On the Run," which I think is pretty great.
Oh,
what do you guys think of that one?
This one is great, but there's something interesting I need to say. All I'm going to say is pay very careful attention to the drums on this song, and I will follow up with that on a later song. But other than pay very careful attention to the drums, what I'm going to say is I like the frantic nature of the keyword, and my favorite part is like, I don't know if that's my favorite part. One of my favorite parts is the end where it slows down. It's like do 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 do, and they make a whole new groove of that. Gotta go, gotta run around. Gotta go, gotta run around. So it's like gone from frantic and it slows down a bit. I really like that. And I love the part where he goes, "I'm on the run again," and the guitar, pew! And the echo, pew, pew, pew. I like that part. But
Mm.
watch out for those drums because they're going to be back.
Right, you are. Yeah, Garrett keeps taking my notes because yeah, I pretty much have all those reasons written down here. Again, just a really great, good kind of upbeat, kind of a pop rock song. Again, those synth sounds just again sound really great. And again, I agree with Garrett. I love the switch up where it's all upbeat, but then it slows down towards the end. It's just a smooth transition too, just kind of ease your way into it, really. So yeah, it's a very good song. Yeah, really enjoyed it.
It's one of those songs that I think it's one of the more faster paced songs on the album. And I think it's got fun interpretation, and it's got very good drumming, and you've got very unique synthesizer parts as well. It's I think it's my least favorite song on the album. But it just goes to show how good the album is, because I think the song's pretty great. But yeah, I've not really got to.
Yeah, I don't think there's a bad song on here.
No.
Isn't there a song of Dark Side of the Moon called On the Run?
That's correct.
Yes,
it's right behind me.
The instrument. Is that why you put that? Is that why you put that there? Because it has On the Run?
Honestly, no. That was just coincidence. I just thought I need something. I'll put Dark Side of the Moon. And when you said that, I was like, oh wait.
When you did should have just said yes. When we did Rush, you had like all Rush, like bands that inspired Rush. You had Pink Floyd and the Police.
Yeah.
And the Who.
I mean, the closest one I have is the Beatles, is Abbey Road back there. But yeah, the other two are just just need something to fill the space. And then also,
but there's a New World record over there.
Yeah.
Man, I like that record too.
And then move on to the track called Wishing, the second last track on the album.
This is probably my least favorite song on the album. Not to say it's bad, but I just don't like it as much as the other songs. It kind of feels like, I don't know, too similar to Midnight Blue and Need Her Love, but like not as good, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. Not a bad song, but I'd probably put this in the bottom too. It has a good synth in opening with the piano again. Again, some good strings, but yeah, like Garrett said, definitely not the most memorable song here. Again, it sounds nice, but overall, it was just okay.
Probably the best part is the chord that they play whenever it says "I'm wishing." It's just kind of an interesting chord, but other than that, it's kind of an uninteresting song.
Yeah, it's my second least favorite song on the album. Before I talk about it though, where it's just like, I mean, have you seen the? Oh yeah, I've seen that concert. I thought it was excellent.
I watched the Out of the Blue tour on YouTube one time, and they're straight up lip syncing to some of their songs.
Really?
Probably because they can't get a full orchestra, so they had to sneak some studio versions in there, so they would sound somewhat similar to what they sounded like in the studio. But if you watch their Sweet Talking Woman, Jeff Lynne is pretty much just harmonizing with the studio version of his vocals.
But back to the song Wishing. Yeah, I think the song's pretty great. It sounds very spacey as well, especially the beginning part of the song. I think it's got nice whistling on the song as well. I'm assuming it's Jeff Lynne doing the whistling. But I can't think of any of the ELO songs that's got whistling in it, other than Wishing. I can't think of any anyway. But I think Jeff Lynne sounds really good here, and I think it's got solid lyrics as well about wishing to be. Well, I think it's about wishing to be with someone and making sure you're with them through hard times. Yeah, I think it's a pretty great song to listen to, but it's one I don't really listen to on the album, though. I wouldn't listen to it outside of the album, I don't think. Then we've got the final track in the album, which is it's definitely one of my favourite songs on the album. It's Don't Bring Me Down. Don't Bring Me Down, Bruce.
This is my favorite song on the album, and I know it's a basic choice, but I just have so many good memories of first hearing this song and screaming it at the top of my lungs, playing in the car, listening to that ELO Best Of compilation. Also, when I made my first it's not a mixtape, but like a mixed CD. When I downloaded a bunch of songs from iTunes, my brother and I, this is one of the songs that was on there, and so we would listen to that a lot. Especially I like the part where it goes, "Don't bring me down, Bruce." They're singing really high, and I told you to pay attention to those drums because they're back.
Yeah.
Did you know that the drums on this song, because they had written and recorded every other song on this album, and Jeff Lynne felt like there wasn't a big hit on the album yet,
Yeah.
so he was like, "I needed to do."
Didn't you write it like half an hour?
He did. He just is like, I need one more song that's a big hit to be on the album. He played all the instruments, played and sang all the instruments on this song without the band even knowing. And because he wanted the drums to sound good, he took a tape loop of Bev Bevan playing from On the Run, the verse that goes like, "Wherever I go, wherever I do," it goes. He slowed it down and added some reverb so it sounded like, and built a song kind of around that. And apparently he overdubbed, I don't know how many, I'd have to look it up, but he overdubbed a lot of piano parts onto this song until he got it to sound exactly like he wanted to. And you can hear, like, at the very end, you can hear, like, apparently it's the studio door shutting as soon as he's done recording the song.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
This is also the first ELO song not to feature a string section, since Jeff Lynne played all of the songs on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's another one of the most memorable songs. Another big highlight from the album. Probably the heaviest song on this album. And when I mean heavy, I don't mean it's like a metal song, but it's definitely the guitars are much more has a much thicker tone to it. The synth and keyboards, again, just really great texture to it. It's a very fun song. Yeah, the production is just very, very cool, especially with the tape loop on the drums. Just a really good way to close out the album, especially with the door slams. So yeah, very good.
There's not much else I've really got to say, really. Yeah, it's a very rocky and heavy song, but it's not too rocky or too heavy, but it definitely is for ELO. I think the drums sound amazing here. Yeah, it's definitely a classic. It's one that a lot of people like singing along to, and yeah, I think you couldn't have a better way of ending the album, honestly. And so that's it. We've gone through all the tracks. So before we give it a rating, have you guys ranked the tracks on the album?
I have.
How many tracks are on the album?
There's 9 total.
Yep. Ooh, I could probably give my top 5.
Okay. All right. So I'll go first. So I do have all 9, so I'll just go through that pretty quick. Number 9 will be Wishing. Number 8 will be Diary of Horace Wimp. Number 7, On the Run. Number 6, Midnight Blue. Number 5, Confusion. Number 4, Don't Bring Me Down. Number 3, Last Train to London. Number 2, Need Her Love. And number 1, Shine a Little Love.
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
I'm going to attempt to do all 9. I know number 9 is Wishing. Number 8 is probably... everything else is so good. Number 8 is probably Need Her Love. Number 7 is Confusion. Number 6 is On the Run. Number 5, Midnight Blue. Number 4, Diary of Horace Wimp. Number 3, Shine a Little Love. Number 2 is Last Train to London. And number 1 is Don't Bring Me Down.
Cool. I think our rankings are a bit all over the place, but that's probably a good thing. Like my
so many good songs on here.
Yeah,
so many. My number 9 is On the Run. Number 8 is Wishing. 7 is Need a Love. 6 is Last Train to London. 5 is Shine Little Love. 4 I have Midnight Blue. 3 The Diary of Horace Wimp. 2, Don't Bring Me Down, and my favorite is Confusion.
Confusion. It's just a
Jason singing that
tale.
Don't Bring Me Down is the most played song on the radio.
Yeah,
Definitely
probably.
does play quite a lot on the radio, yeah.
It's either that song or Mr. Blue Sky.
I don't think I've ever heard Mr. Blue Sky on the radio.
Yeah,
Not as much as Don't
for
Bring Me
me.
Down.
I've
Yeah.
definitely heard Don't Bring Me Down, and I've definitely
Mhm.
heard Evil Woman on the radio.
I've heard Last Train to London on the radio
Oh,
before.
wow. Cool.
Nice. Makes sense.
Yeah, just came out of nowhere.
That's cool.
We little playing that one, but I thought it was pretty cool. They did that. So what do you guys give this album out of 10?
I know the first number, but I've got some decimal points after that. Yeah, you know what? I'll just give it the higher one, and it'll be an 8.75 out of 10.
Cool.
Yeah, probably go the same. I'll probably go the same rating. It's 8.75. Very good album. Again, I think their album's a little bit better than this one, personally speaking, but still a very solid album to close out the 70s for them.
I'm not 100% sure yet. Yeah, I'm really not sure. I'm either gonna give it a 9. I might give it a 9.75.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Might even give it a 10.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Well, I'll give it a 10 if I go to Garrett's house.
Yeah, I hear that bass on Last Train to London.
Do you guys think it's underrated, properly rated, or overrated? I think it's underrated a bit.
I'm gonna say underrated because if you look through comments on YouTube sections, you're gonna see all these people saying this was ELO's sellout album. This is a bunch of disco crap, and you know what? Get over it. This is some good music.
Exactly.
All right. Even Don't Bring Me Down. Probably we're talking about how it gets played a lot on the radio, and there's good reason for that. It gets stuck in your head. Jeff Lynne, I was joking. I don't remember what video. It might have been the video I did on your channel a while back when we were talking about Evil Woman. But Jeff Lynne writes better songs in 5 minutes than some people can spend like several months writing.
Right.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to agree. This probably is under. I mean, it's kind of a weird question. I mean, technically, it did sell really well. So in that regard, it's probably.
I think the deeper cuts are underrated.
Okay, yeah, the deep cuts are very underrated. So yeah, I mean, it did sell really well. So in that regard, it's probably not to the general people, probably not. But in terms of like ELO as a whole, because like Garrett said, there are definitely some ELO fans who kind of put this out. Bring this album down.
Don't bring it down.
Exactly. So yeah, in that regard, I think it is a pretty underrated album because yeah, it's a different style for them, but I think they do it really well.
Well, eventually when they rank all the ELO albums, but I think for now I'll just give my top 5. My favorite is Out of the Blue. A second favorite, I'll go with. I'll probably go with New World Record for second favorite. But third, I might go with El Dorado. And fourth, I think I'm going to go with Face the Music. And actually, I think I forgot about Time. I'll just pick my 5 favorites in no particular order. So I go with Out of the Blue, Time, A New World Record, El Dorado, and Face the Music, and the Discovery is probably my honorable mention in my top 5.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's a good ranking.
I said that Discovery was my number 5. Thinking back on it, it's actually my number 4.
cool.
My number 5 is probably Time.
Mm.
Although that could change. Time is not an album that I've heard a lot, and I might like it more with more time.
You gotta take your time with it.
Yeah.
Definitely. As the name suggests.
Yeah, take your time with it.
Hold on tight to your dreams.
Sure, you sure do. Yeah, but it was great talking about ELO with you guys.
Pleasure.
Got a link to Bryer and Soundlab Studios channel. in the description below. But probably everyone's watching subscribe to you guys anyway. But just in case, there's guys' channels in the description below. So, do you guys have any final words before we conclude this?
I'll tell you once more before I get on the floor. Don't bring me down.
There we go. No confusion about that.
There is not. Thanks for watching, and ciao.